Hey everybody, today I wanted to do a tutorial on this bloated pocket flip book. I'm going to do this tutorial on this particular type of loaded pocket flip book that I did. I still have this one with gussets here and an opening and then an extra pocket in the front. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to be using this paper pad here. I already pulled out my paper. It's Crush from Authentic. Had it for a couple of years, I believe. And you do need, let's see, if you want a double-sided for this part here, you do need double-sided paper. Otherwise, you can stick two papers back to back. This is double-sided, which is good. And you need 6 sheets for the main part, one that you're going to cut into a couple of pieces for the gussets, and then one piece for the front pocket. Okay, so these two, these are going to be the main parts. Now I like this pad because it has all the colors. You know, it's got the pink, the red, the white, and then it's got the blues, which I love. So, you know, it's going to go with all the extras that I'm going to add. So let's just get started. You're going to use this full 6x6. This is extra here. So I'm going to trim off all of that. A lot quicker trying to line up my lines. I'm just going to cut all of them. I think I got 3 here. So you just want to make sure you got the 6x6. Not that it matters, because you can make this any size you want, really. Just, you know, make the changes you got to make. But this is a decent size, 6x6. Okay. And I think these are the two that I was going to use for pocket and hinges, or gussets. So now what we need to do is make the gussets. So the gusset, you want to see what kind of design you want here, or you could just use plain colored cardstock. I think I want to use the polka dot, the red polka dot. And I don't remember what measurements I have, so I got to measure this. There, it's a 1/2 inch, so I did 3, you know, 1/2 inch sides, so it's an 1.5 inches. We're going to cut an 1.5 inch strip, 1.5 inches, 2 of those. So there's 1 and 2. And you shouldn't need this again, maybe later on for decoration or whatever. And then we'll do the pocket later. I'm going to put this aside. It's going to be the pocket later. I don't want to get all my papers confused. So now I'm going to put this away and get my scoreboard. See if I can just use the little one today. Get my glasses. And now we're going to score these long ways. Just making sure it's right. You're going to do 2 scores at the 1/2 inch mark. So 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Okay. Same thing over here. 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. So now, depending on what side you want, I think I want to see the polka dots. And then this is the part you're going to see on the inside. So we're just going to fold it in. Right, so there's your hinge, but we're going to cut these at an angle. So you can cut that first and then fold it if you like, but we're just going to cut off just a little bit so it doesn't, you know, protrude. And then I'm going to do that over here too before I fold it. Okay. I'll have to see about that. So now we're just going to fold these. And here. Alright, so we got 2 hinges there. And now what I'm going to do is grab my mat. I'm going to make a bit of a gluey mess. I'm going to have a paper towel close by. Okay. And my wet adhesive. And you could also use glue tape, adhesive tape if you like. So now what we need to decide is what's what. What do you want to see in the front? I'm going to pull these out. Although these are probably going to come out. What do you want to see here? What do you want to see in the next pages? We're all, this is an extra pocket too. What is it that you want to see when you open up all these pages? So that's the back. That's what we're going to do now. And we're just going to lay it out. Remembering that you're going to be covering some of this up. You're only going to see a little bit of the pattern. We definitely don't want to cover this guy, so maybe that could be an inside flap. This one can get turned a different way, so maybe this could be the front. And then we have the X, all these words here, maybe be like so. So then we start acting like we're making the book. And what is on the other side? So this could be an outside. I think this would be cool on the back. Maybe. Let's see. Because it'll be like this. And then the back. That. This way I know I won't cover it because this is going to need to be my back. Alright, so you're going to keep it in the way that they're supposed to be. If you want to put a sticky note as to what's what, left, right, middle. But this is, I'm just going to push them up. We're going to take our hinge and get our glue. Get it open. This is the inside. We're making these into pockets as well, so we're not going to glue all this together. This is going to be a pocket. So we can't glue these shut. So what we're going to do is on this one hinge here, this part here, is put the glue. Or tape or whatever it is that you're using. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on, just making sure that my directions, if I need to pay attention to that. I'm going to lift it real quick, and hopefully before it dries I can get that down, and make sure that you don't get glue in there. You don't want to shut your, close or glue shut. There, that's my hinge. Okay, so that's that. This is my front. And remember, if it's directional, which it is, I've got hearts on here, so now I've got this in the wrong direction. You know what? You can't tell. Unless I make this the front. Nope. It's got to be this way. Okay, so it's supposed to be in this direction. Let's see if I can fix this, because we might just maybe put this over here as my front, and this could be the back. this. Okay, so I do want this to look like hearts, so we're going to start with the right side. Okay, and this is why you don't see too many tutorials from me. So now in order to just make your pocket, all you're going to do is glue around here, leaving that open. That's it. That's all you gotta do. A thin line of glue. And put your paper down quickly and evenly. And now wipe, because you're going to get extra seepage here. Alright, so now we're going backwards. We'll do it from the right side to the left. So let's get this next one on. And this is our top right here. That's our opening. So now we're going to do the same thing. But now that we know what direction, okay, double checking that you got the right sides facing. This is going to get glued down to here, and then that goes on top. Alright, so I'm going to glue the hinge first. And I'm going to open this up so I can do this right. And we're going to lay it down. I'm going to flip it just so I can do it evenly, because I'm not that good at getting things straight. Yeah, I still hear that clicking noise. It is annoying for me too, so I feel you guys. But I don't know. Okay, so making sure that everything still works. And I've got the hinge there. We're going to open it up and then glue down our next. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't glue that yet because I have to put the other side down and then we glue that down. I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to put this hinge down, and I gotta put that this way. That goes there. Almost messed up. This goes this way. Okay, I'm flipping this around just so I can make sure it's straight. Okay, so we can go ahead and put this pocket down now, and then we'll do the last one. I should have gotten a little closer to my edge there. Right here, I should have gotten closer, but that's okay. Put this down. Making sure everything still works. Okay. So the main part is almost done. We just got to put one more down. And that's going to get glued there. Get a little glue happy. Alright, and again I'm going to just flip it over. Okay, and then now this one goes here. That's our third pocket. And okay, be a little more careful here. I'm mainly trying to get it on the edge, just a thin line. And I do have my other little glue thing, but it's getting harder and harder to squeeze that thing. Lots of glue. Okay. So now we have a flip book, and you're going to want to, you know, crease down again your stuff, your gussets there, and this one too. Okay, so we have a flip book with gussets. You can make the gussets wider if you want, if you know you're going to put some really thick stuff like I did. But not only do you have a flip book, you have a flip book with pockets here. You know, you got 3 pockets. Okay, that's where you're going to stick some like flat items. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is put the pocket up front. Now this pocket's going to have hinges. Okay, I have a little small hinge here. Now I don't remember again the measurement, so where's that? Here's what we wanted to put in the front, right? So it was 2 inches. So the width, this way is 2 inches. So we want to add about a ½ an inch, or at least a ¼ an inch, for a little flap on the bottom, and then we need to do hinges on the side, but they're going to be from extra paper. So as you can see, I have one paper here, but my hinges are another, because this is 6 inches and I don't have it longer. If you have a longer sheet of paper, you can add the hinges without adding extra pieces of paper. So let's cut this one first. I think this time I can use this. It said it was 2 inches. I'm going to go ahead and add an extra ¼ inch. Okay. And I'm actually going to use the other side to make my hinge. And I need to make it 2 inches. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do this. So 1/4 right here. It's a little thin for like a little flap on the bottom, but it'll still work. This is the part that's going to stick to here. Okay, and then it goes up. And then we're just going to add little hinges on the side. And so now what I'm going to do is cut 2-inch pieces. And let's try an inch. No, I can't figure this out. I'm going to try 1.5 inches by 2 inches. And see if that works. And I'm going to score every ¼ inch, which is kind of hard to do on this little piece of paper. Oh, I think I got too many. Yeah, I got too many, so it's just 1 inch. So it's 1 inch wide by 2 inches. And score every 1/4 of an inch. 1, 2, and 3. So now I got 2 of those with 3 score marks. Okay, and you're gonna fold according to what side you want to see. I want to show the blue side. So these little flaps are the parts that are going to get glued in. If you fold it the other way, then you would see that side. Okay, so now we have our little gusset or hinge for our little pocket. Super tiny. Now here, oh, you're also going to cut at angles all of these things. So all the points, you're going to cut angles. Just on the corners a little bit. Same thing with these. I'm just going to do the bottom only, not the tops. Actually, I'll do that later so I don't mess up. Because I probably will. And now we're going to adhere this bottom flap to the bottom edge of my front pocket. Kind of just smearing that on there and get it down. Okay. Okay. Now for these, we're going to go ahead and, this one's going to go on this side and this one's on this side. So remember, only cut the corners of the bottom parts. So this is going to go in here. We're going to go ahead and glue that to this flap here. Okay. Carefully make sure it's down, and then now I could go ahead and do these corners. Same thing. Got a little much glue there. Okay, looks like I needed to just cut a little more there. I don't know how that's a little too long, so that middle one, I'm just gonna trim it. Okay. So now we're going to make sure that's folded right, and then we're just going to glue these two parts and bring it up, and we'll have a pocket. And you got to do it at the same time. And there we go. And I don't care if this pocket is kind of loose like you see it now. Just that's good. Okay, make sure it doesn't close shut. Okay. So the last thing we need to do is cut a slit. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so I think we're good there. So here's this, and you could leave it like that, but it's kind of hard to stuff these flat pockets up here without getting too much bulk, so I cut it open and kind of release that pressure when I stuff things. So what I'm going to do is I have been finding my centers, so I just take this ruler and mark 3 inches if it stays place. You know, I'm following this paper here, so 3 inches, mark it dark enough, and then I go down up to around, say here, 3 inches, and I'm just gonna make a line, but light, just so I could kind of follow that with my scissors. I'm gonna open this pocket so I don't cut that back one, and take my scissors and just cut straight on that line up to around here. You don't have to go all the way down. Okay, remember I didn't cut this one here, just the front. And I'm gonna take, let's just use this pencil here, take something and roll your paper, the corners only, around that. Could be a brush, a paintbrush, or like when I'm using this thin pencil. You can wet your paper and do this, but I just do it dry. It stays for me. And let's do the other side again. Okay. And that's it. So now this is opened up so that you can stuff it. You've got this front pocket. Let's say you stick a flower and whatever, you know, goodies and stuff in there. So that's pretty much it. I'll explain some other things in here that I did. I'm not gonna go into too much more detail. I did decorate that front pocket with just some trim and some embellishments. I did put a banner here, and then I had made a hole, but that had broken, so I just put a paper clip instead where I hang some dangles. Here I did another pocket, but this one's just flat, just a piece of paper that I just glued on 3 ends and just made a flat pocket for my shaker. Over here, which would be this side, I just glued down a heart-shaped doily and then put this stuff. I have a video on this already, so then I just put embellishments here. For another pocket in the middle, I just used an envelope and glued that down. And as you can see, I stuck in goodies in all 3 pockets. So, and then the front, because this is all open, you've got space to put more goodies and your wands if you're going to do that. And it'll stand up once you fill it up. So I'm going to finish decorating it, and then I'm going to make some embellishments to go in here, and I'll share those with you. But this is the basic building of a loaded pocket flip book. One last thing before I forget, you can always add a closure to this. Just maybe hot glue some seam binding around this side, going around the back, and then leaving it open here so you can tie it there. But I really didn't need it on mine. I thought it was fine. So really super easy, and you could use up all those paper pads. So 6x6, I did use quite a bit of this one. And I'll keep using for whatever other embellishments I'm gonna make. So thank you all for watching. I'm sorry for the clicking and the shaking and all that other stuff. Just can't be helped. Thanks again. Bye now.